Hi, welcome to another episode of Unmasking Dyslexia. I'm Carlene, your host, and today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about what positive psychology is and how I use it to support individuals with dyslexia. So, my background is actually quite diverse. And if you go to my website, and the link is in my little show descriptions, it can show you that I have this wide, vast educational background. My latest degree was my master's of applied positive psychology, coaching psychology. And through that, I discovered how to use positive psychology to benefit others with their well being. So, what does that even mean? What is positive psychology? So, let's break it down on this show. Positive psychology is the science of well being. It's about what makes our life good, what allows us to live the best life with purpose, joy. What is fulfillment, and how does that influence us as individuals? So, there are four waves to positive psychology that most people are unaware of, and most only have ever heard of the first wave. So, here we go. The first wave of positive psychology was from Martin Seligman, and it was about what makes a good life a purposeful life. Now, with that, it's the focus of what is right, good, and strong within the individual. There is a ton of research out there, and in future shows, we will dive a little bit more into this. But what makes somebody's well being and mental processing increase by focusing on what is good with them rather than what is wrong? Now, as positive psychology went on, another person came along, and that was Wong. And what he looked at was that we also need to acknowledge what is not right with the person. So, a little bit of that yin and yang. What isn't good and what is good creates the whole. We get the whole picture. Now, what he ended up doing is through his research and his approach to positive psychology, we really brought in, the focus of resiliency, of post traumatic growth. And through that, individuals' well being can grow. Now, my personal opinion is that it is through the second wave of positive psychology that the focus of dyslexia really needs to be. And that's how I took that lens through my research when I was finishing my master's, was through this second lens. Because no matter for us dyslexics, we are always going to be constantly reminded of what isn't good with us through our brain processing. But we also need to bring in with what is right so that we gain that full picture. So, from an artist lens, if we just focus on what's wrong, think about a picture that only has low light or shadows in it. It's not going to be very attractive. We're not going to look at it. It's going to be too dark. But if we bring in that light or what's good, all of a sudden we have a balanced photo. We have something that is draws our eye in and makes us curious about what is going on in those images. Now, let's get back to positive psychology. So we have the first wave, we have the second wave. You know my opinion about the second wave and how it fits in with dyslexia, but there is also a third wave, and that is looking at unrepresented groups or cultures. Dyslexics fit in this as well. So do females, so do any other cultural background or ethnicity that doesn't get represented in science. They fit in with this wave of positive psychology. Next, we have the fourth wave. And the fourth wave of positive psychology looks at existentialism. Okay, so that is a huge word. What does it mean? Existentialism is looking at anything that goes up and beyond self. So it could include spirituality, it includes meaning and mattering, it concludes anything that allows us to grow beyond just the individual. When I did my research, I really focused in on these aspects. And it becomes so important to really understand the differences because we are more than just the individual. We are something that are even bigger and greater than we can ever exist. Now, I want to thank you. That is a quick summary. But throughout my podcast here, what you're going to discover is that I do focus within that second and fourth wave of positive psychology. It is the importance of knowing what is not going right so that we can hold space for it, so that we know where we're growing from, so that we can become the individual we want to. And we do that through the existential view of who we are by developing how we matter and what meaning we bring to others.